Hello everybody. A first team departure. And it's one, let's be honest, after Adjan publicly making some comments about him and, Rosenior leaving, the writing was on the wall, wasn't it? Ryan Allsop has today joined Birmingham. From Birmingham, Birmingham were his boyhood club, his 16th team of his professional football career. Hull City's statement reads, goalkeeper Ryan Allsop has joined Skybet League One side Birmingham City on a permanent deal for an undisclosed fee. The Birmingham-born shot-stopper joined the Tigers from Cardiff City in August 2023, keeping a clean sheet on debut and a goalless draw at home to Leeds United. Winning Sky Sports Man of the Match in the following game, a 3-1 win away at Stoke City. The 32-year-old kept 10 clean sheets in 38 appearances for the club. Birmingham, who were relegated to the third tier on the final day of last season, are under new management in the form of ex-Tottenham Hotspur senior assistant coach Chris Davis. We'd like to thank Ryan for his efforts during his time with the club and wish him all the best for the future. Birmingham's. He's signed a 3-year deal there. He averaged more touches and passes than any other keeper in the Championship last season. He said, I'm buzzing to get it about his move to Birmingham. I'm buzzing to get it over the line. Feels like the right fit for me at the right time for me, and I'm delighted to be here. Instantly, I got a feel for the project, and it's something I'm really excited about. Hopefully, I can help get the club back to where it belongs. I'm a boyhood Birmingham City fan, and as soon as I knew there was interest, it was something that I wanted to explore. It's a club that's very close to my heart, and I can't wait to get started. That's all that was said. Is Chris Davis' first signing, and the reason this video is out later and not out straight away is because we were doing the To Hull and Back podcast as the transfer was announced. And on there, it was the first thing we touched on. If you want to go and watch that episode, it's available to watch back on YouTube now from when we were live. And it'll be up on all audio platforms very, very shortly as I'm recording this. But I think with Allsop, we just need to have, we need to be very sort of clear. And I'm not calling out anyone in particular when I say this. I'm not calling out any fan base in particular, because it happens with fans among all fan bases. As fans, although we pay into the system, as I called it on the podcast, it doesn't, and it entitles us to an opinion. Sure, everyone's entitled to an opinion. And is it okay to criticise decisions an owner makes, a coach makes, a manager makes, a player makes? Yes. Yes, it is. But does the fact that we buy a ticket give us fans the right to shout whatever abusive bleep we want at footballers? No. Simply does not. Because when that affects, when it gets personal, which from some people it did appear to border on personal on Allsop last season. We as fans don't know whatever's going on at home for these players. It's none of our business, quite frankly. And when we make comments, like the best example is the Rosenior racism, happy midget, baby, silly Austrian man with a silly moustache picture, ultra, whatever you want to call him, right? When, because Liam's interview at that time was incredibly, incredibly stark, and it was conducted perfectly from his part and from Mike White, who did it. When what we say as fans can potentially impact more than just a player's confidence with a ball at his feet or a ball in his hands, when families go on to see some of this stuff, like Rosenior's kids saw what was said about him, that is when a line has been crossed. That's when a mark has been overstepped. And there needs to be a very, very clear distinction between criticising them as a footballer and not letting it get personal. That's all I'll say on that. And Allsop, thick skin, man. Thick skin, fair play. Really decent bloke. Really decent bloke. Look, when we signed Ryan Allsop, there was a lot of apprehension. But we thought, right, Rossini's worked with him before, let's see. Initially, he proved Cardiff fans wrong, etc. He was impressive when he made his debut. Absolutely was impressive. Layout, just hang on, there's Portugal, Czechia up there on my telly. Layout cross-blocked. When he impressed, he was great. Some great balls forward. I'm thinking Connolly at Stoke. I'm thinking like that in terms of saves. I'm thinking that massive save against Middlesbrough. I'm thinking a save he made against Leeds at home on debut. He was incredible in that game. But when the mistakes crept in, like the first one that comes to my head is West Brom, where he played a pretty suicidal ball to Seri, and Seri had to try and get it off to Alfie Jones quite quickly, if my memory serves correct. And then there are others as well. Swansea, where he could have done better. Bristol City, where he could have done better away. And there are more. Of course there are more. But moving down into League One, that's a good level for him. And I can see Ingram, I think, will go as well. I think that's just how it's going to be. I think Ingram will go. And whether Panda and Lottatala or Cartwright are our number 1 and number 2 next season, I don't know. To be honest, I think both Cartwright and Lottatala need a season in League One out on loan before we even consider anything, because very close there, Portugal. Because, Cartwright should have had that League One full season at Peterborough, but injuries set his career back a good year. Lottatala should have got out on loan more the first season we signed him, but we couldn't execute a loan move in January. He should have got out on loan for the first half of last season as well, but at short notice, we couldn't execute a loan move. We got him out in January to Doncaster, and he impressed. Did he have his woes? Yes, he did. Cartwright swept up the Player of the Year awards at Grimsby. Did the treble in terms of all the 3 different supporter awards they've got. Brilliant. But I think it's risky. Very, very risky having a number 1, number 2 and possibly number 3, all of whom have not played a minute of Championship football yet. So I can see us signing an experienced goalkeeper just to play number 2 or 3, who's been in the Championship before and is currently without a club. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I'm sure the club will be scouting for them. And yeah, that's it from our perspective. In terms of a Birmingham perspective, you're getting a goalkeeper who will flourish in League One when you absolutely need a goalkeeper, because Neil Everidge has gone for you, and when I last knew, John Ruddy was in contract negotiations. Have I got that right? I don't know. But this is a deal that seemed to happen very, very quickly indeed. In terms of it first being reported, and a lot of that is because the owner came out and said what he said. And it's good that Adjun has these opinions and cares about the football club. It shows he cares. But as an owner, you've got to taper that and put a lid on your opinions of watching football as a fan. And I think I think the club, judging by the fact they haven't put that audience back up on Tigers Plus for viewing after the fact yet, I think they know that too. Okay, that's where I'll leave it. But Ryan Allsop, thank you for your service. And the players are back in training in about a week or so. Fixtures out next Wednesday. See you then.